Good after midnight, and welcome back to my basic grasp of geography and what's essentially a stream of consciousness on subjects I have no business discussing. But it doesn't matter. Alright, there was an interesting breaking news story out of the Apple Isle, one of Australia's smaller floating states this week, about a local man who thought he'd treat his children to a gift. And that gift was 45 goldfish, presumably from a local aquarium. Or maybe he just scooped them straight out of the sea, but I don't think goldfish live in the sea. So anyway, something curious happened. This gentleman decided, this is all hearsay by the way, but all journalism is, decided to stop for a schooner on the way home. He had all the 45 goldfish in individual plastic bags sitting in the back of his utility, and had a few schooners and took a nap somewhere, and when he returned to his truck, all the goldfish were missing. And I've heard word that townspeople are searching high and low for these missing goldfish, and I believe less than 6 have been recovered. I really hope that we receive an update soon. When I receive an update, I will update you. So this tale of 45 missing goldfish has inspired today's episode, and these are the maps I've chosen. So the first one I'm not too thrilled about playing, but you never know. If this has been carefully curated, it could be interesting, or it could just be a lot of fish. Who knows? There might even be some goldfish in there as well. So it's the underwater map. This is the most played underwater map on Geoguessr. So I have high hopes. The second is inside zoos, aquariums and safari parks. So hopefully we get some aquariums. We'll probably end up at the Adelaide Zoo again. They have about 500 zoos in South Australia, unusually. And finally, this one loosely pertains to the goldfish mystery, and it is famous bathrooms. And this is bordering on the crap map spectacular criteria, except for the 124 people that have explored this map. But the subtitle is confusing. Oh, interesting. I just noticed something about this subtitle. Let me just check out this person. Okay, I've ditched the last map and I found a better one. It's called Fish Markets of the World, and it even has a delightful, it has a really good pun. It says, fish markets around the world, watch out for red herrings. Chef's kiss. Thank you very much. Let's begin with the one I'm most worried about, and I imagine will be quite boring, but hey, you never know. Okay, let's go for a swim. Okay, this could actually be really fascinating. There's a lot of interesting stuff that takes place under the water, and like I said, it's possible that this was carefully curated. So, did you know that we grow things underwater? You did? Okay. Okay, so this is obviously something that's been person-made or human-made. We have, what have we got down here? Cinder blocks. This looks like a giant piece of Lego, doesn't it? You wouldn't want to stand on that one in bare feet. Ouch. And this is curious. We have some like underwater antennas. Maybe this is where the snorks lived once upon a time. Hopefully you all know what the snorks is or who they were. Maybe a SpongeBob reference would have been better received. And then the rocks. So this is obviously for growing something, some kind of food maybe, or else it's to regenerate something, maybe like coral. I guess these might be here. They look like they've got small pieces of coral on them. So they might be like cuttings, and they're trying to rebuild a habitat. That's my guess. Now, interesting though, are these, yeah, I'm wondering if this is the Great Barrier Reef in Australia. I mean, there are so many reefs. There must be reefs. Or reef. But this particular coral, this coral kind of reminds me of a variety I've seen in the Great Barrier Reef, but not exactly. It seems quite shallow. I can't really get that sun direction here either. I wonder if it would just be safer to hedge in the Caribbean. Fun fact about coral. I don't know if it's fun. It's interesting. The only coral fact I know is that one of the methods of reproduction is known as asexual reproduction, which means that some coral varieties are self-spawning, or they only need one parent to reproduce. I'm going to have to look that up afterwards. If you're a marine biologist or a coral expert, correct me in the chat, let me know. Oh, the rain's just picked up again. I was excitedly waiting for some fierce weather, but it never eventuated. Let's just check the rain radar and see. Nothing too harrowing. Okay, I'm going to guess somewhere near Mexico for this one. Maybe down here in this lagoon. That'll do. Cool, so it was Florida Keys. Yeah, pretty close, but not that close. I only got 734 points. That noise at the end when you end a round is alarming, and I'd like to deactivate it, but I don't think I can until I'm out of the game. So, sorry if it's frightening. Oh, that one's scary too. Next underwater location, and we have a diver here doing a little forward pose. Got the arms crossed, circle in mouth, mouthpiece in mouth. His wetsuit says Mares. Is that hail outside? Cannot tell. Anyway, they're, oh cool, exploring a reef as well. His hair's flowing, very fun. I have never, oh cool, he's got like a little underwater motorbike thing, I think, that propels you. I think that's what it is. It might just be a fancy camera and some flashlights, but if I was going to be underwater in scuba diving, I would want something to drag me around. I've got, ooh, interesting. I love the CES. That's helpful. It's got the .es. That is very helpful. It's a cheap win, but that's fine. We're underwater, for crying out loud. I can't see any bollards or road lines or sun. I'll take what I can get. ES is the domain name for Spain. 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 Oh, fucking stop it. Alright, where would one go scuba diving? Where would one go diving? I imagine it would be down here somewhere. Not in this strait. That's a good way to get a ship to the face. Let's just say it's in here in the Gulf of Almeris or whatever. Gosh, that is so loud. And would you know, it wasn't in Spain. It was in the Red Sea. Which is funny, because why is that funny? Not far from the Suez Canal either. This is another place where you're likely to get a ship in the head, but I guess if you're close to the shoreline, it's fine. Yeah, this is curious. I thought that the Red Sea would be, I'm pretty sure it has extremely high salinity, like something like 20 or 30%. Ridiculous like that, which makes you more buoyant in the water when there's a higher salt content. But I guess that's fine for diving, and you would just put more weights on your weight belt or whatever. So yeah, the Red Sea is attached to the Suez Canal here. Pretty famous canal, maybe the second most famous canal after the Panama Canal. I don't know which is more famous. I have no idea. But yeah, those two canals pretty much changed world trade, because it meant if you wanted to send something to, sorry, you already know this, everyone that's listening, if you wanted to send something from Europe to Asia, trade something and vice versa, you had to go around. I'm pretty sure that's how they had to go around, or did they go, or maybe they could go through there. Look, I don't know. I'm not 100% certain. No, going through there wouldn't do anything. You would just be in the Black Sea. Yeah, just say you wanted to, yeah, you need to get to Asia. The only way is through the Suez. No, I've lost it. Yeah, here. Otherwise, you have to go around the Horn. Not the Horn, sorry. This is the Horn. Around the bottom of South Africa. And then back up again. And that is quite a few extra hours onto the journey. Similarly with Panama Canal, which is here. Sorry, I know I'm going off track, but this is pretty interesting. Here's the Panama Canal, goes through there somewhere. So before that opened, the only way to get from the North Pacific to the North Atlantic was to go around, I think this is called, I'm pretty sure it's called Cape Horn. Anyway, I'll find out later. And this was the most treacherous sea journey out of all sea journeys. It was like, I don't even know what the likelihood of getting around it safely was, but back in the day, it was pretty low. So the waves that are produced in this area, some mariners have claimed, reach 60 meters in height, which is, in case you're wondering, I just recently listened to a documentary about this. And yeah, 60 meters, which is, what would that be in feet? I don't know right now, but I'll put it up on the screen right now for the imperialists watching. I'm going to guess it's, what would it be? Really depends how big your foot is. I'm going to say 180 feet. Cool. So, what the hell am I doing? That's right, playing the underwater map. Only 87 points for that one. Disappointing. At least I was in the right hemisphere. Next. Slide. Alright, we are underwater again, unsurprisingly, and it looks like we're on another reef. And we got not far from the surface. Okay, this says US Fish and Wildlife surface, but underwater lice is a thing, just so you know. Christoph Bell Hush. The NOA Fisheries. Gosh, this is slow spinning. Curious. So, cool looking purple coral. Very shallow. I feel like this is warm, but that's obviously deceiving. It just looks semi-tropical, and it might even be, no, it's just the water. I thought I could almost see trees on the shore, and is this a tropical fish? Maybe not. Curious black dots along its body. Yeah, I wonder what they are. So it said the US though. Maybe it's back in the Caribbean. Just because they're the US fisheries, blah blah, doesn't mean that they are not looking in other coral reefs. Coral reefs. Coral areas. Coral forests. So it could be literally anywhere. Alright, not Texas. The middle of Texas. It's not in Houston, okay? Anyway, I'm going to go back to, I guess I'll just do Florida Keys again. There's obviously some shit going on down here, fish-wise. Alright, so I got 0 points for that one. I was nearly 10,000 kilometers away. Didn't feel that bad. We're near Kiribati, and wait a second. Is this Bikini Atoll? Hold on. No, it's the Palmyra Atoll. Interesting. I wonder what country this belongs to. I guess Kiribati. Alright, the Line Islands. Descriptive. Not doing too crash hot, am I? What do we got here? We have some tiny, it's not krill, is it? I think krill's smaller than that. They're almost like sardines. There are a lot of them. Cool photo, even if it is a bit grainy, but that just might be the fish graining it up. This guy he's slightly overwhelmed by his options. It's a buffet of tiny fish. It's like brain coral. Yeah, it looks like a brain, clearly. Pretty unbelievable. Coral is bizarre. Alright, we have a clue here. It says Catalan Seaview Survey. I wonder if that means like Catalan. And here's our scuba friend. Again, just not an easy map. I'm going to go back to the Red Sea for this one. Where was it? We just talked at length about it here. Not actually in the Suez. I don't know if you're allowed to do that. Alright, so it's Key West again. Oh god. Alright, final underwater map. Thank the good Lord. Oh, this is interesting. These look like tuna, I think. Bluefin tuna. Although they're small, maybe not. No, they've got to be tuna. So I'm going to guess that this is you can get tuna in Australia, and you can get it everywhere. Like, you can get it at Coles. At Coles, you can get bluefin tuna in a can. I mean, would it be cliche to pick Japan? Probably. This is going to be in Australia, you watch. I fucking told you. Oh, just go for it, you moron. Okay. And it was at the Lady Elliot Island and Eco Resort. I'm pretty sure they were tuna. If there are any tuna experts in the chat, let me know if I was wrong about that. Let's check out our results. Disgusting. It was an underwater map though, so you can forgive me for this transgression. No, let's never play that again. Alright, let's try this one out. Hopefully we end up at some aquariums, not at the plethora of zoos in South Australia. Okay, here's the first location, and it looks like an outdoor pond. It doesn't resemble a zoo. Maybe it does. Hold on, let's have a looky-loo. Lincoln Park Zoo. That's handy. Hopefully she doesn't take one step closer to the edge. Alright, Lincoln Park is pretty sure it's Chicago, Chi-Town. Is that what it's called? Is Chicago called Chi-Town? I feel like I've picked that up from a sitcom somewhere. This is classic zoo brick, isn't it? This is like, why all zoos have this sort of facade and gables, don't they? With a little glass roof thing. I feel like that's a classic zoo building. Anyway, off to Lincoln Park we go. And it is in Chicago, I think. Not far from the city. There's Lincoln Park. Oh, Lincoln Park Zoo. There you go. Maybe we can 5K this. That would be lovely. Alright, so we're looking south at the city, and there's a bridge there and a pond and a building. Doesn't say what it's called. South at the city, boardwalk, pond, bridge. Bada bim, bada boom. Oh, this zoo has several water features, unfortunately. Surely not too many bridges. Must be this one. That's the bridge over the south pond. Maybe. You watch, I'll get this wrong. Somehow. Somehow I will. I know. No, I couldn't possibly. It has to be that. So that bridge is going that way. Ulysses S. Grant Monument. It must be just here somewhere. 5K, not too shabba-rooney. That's for you, Erica's iPad, not the pond round. Anyway, alright, we are on a path. This could literally be any zoo in the world. Any zoo in the world. Maybe we can spot the animal, not that'll help because I might not live in this country normally. I guess we'll just have to look at this animal here. This child, no, this collectively humans, the scourge of our planet. What am I picking up here from this group? Not a lot. Foliage? What are you all looking at? Doesn't seem like a sufficient fence, but I guess they know what they're doing. It's cute. This is going to be some inner city zoo. I can tell already. Is this like Central Park Zoo or something? I'm going to go from 5K to 0K. You watch. You just watch. I guarantee it. I don't think it could be Central Park Zoo. And yet, I'm going to go for it. Why? Why would you pick that? Hold on. It has some free zoo vibes. I don't even know if Central Park Zoo is free. Yeah, I'm going to do it. I don't even know where it is. I'm just going to pick here. I'm pretty sure it's a golf course. Okay, it could have been worse. It could have been much worse. I was in St. Louis and it's the STL Zoo. So it was an inner city zoo. There you go. All right, finally, almost an aquarium. It's the coastal wetland to sandy shore. Okay, this is curious. We have wash your hands here and we have it in Spanish as well. So let's see if we can find a map of the area. Rocky Shore Touch Pool. Wave crash. Waves are born of wind and delivered by land. That's poignant. Looks like an empty aquarium. Bat Ray Touch Pool. Goodness. How long has this woman been sitting in here waiting for someone to come and touch a ray. She looks like she's shivering, but cleaning a window as well. Bat ray touch ball. I'm going to assume that it's somewhere on the Mexican-United States border. Yeah, maybe in Mexico itself. But San Diego obviously has a famous zoo, so there's probably an aquarium nearby too. I'm not seeing one immediately, but let's just go down here on the docks. Okay, so yeah, it was California, but it was in Pacific Grove or New Monterey or Lovers Point, whatever you want to pick. There it is, the Monterey Bay Aquarium. It's a sprawling marine life attraction next door to the sea otters and an aviary. That is a pooey, messy, noisy little stretch of beach. Oh god, that fucking noise. Alright, here we are. We are at another zoo, and I've got some massive plane trees here, which if you are a hay fever sufferer like myself, you will know these plane trees are the worst, especially those fluff balls on them. Anyway, we're at a zoo, and looks like a fairly nice big open range-ish zoo. I guess this giraffe's got a pretty decent sized paddock for a giraffe. Nothing's like the real deal, is it? But if you're gonna get captured, then this potentially seems okay. Elephants, is that a rock or an elephant lying down on a rock? Everybody has their sleeping position, don't they? Okay, is that a lion in there? No, it's just it's a big fur coat. Alright, let's go for a shadow now. A moon shadow. Not useful at all. Hold on. It's just all dappled light. Nothing concrete on the concrete, unfortunately. I can't really figure it out. I think it's pretty much directly above us. So anyway, I'm going to guess that this is Africa, and I'm going to guess it. Should I guess Zimbabwe, or should I guess... Yeah, I'll just guess Zimbabwe. That'll do. Pretoria in South Africa. That's fine. Alright, here we go. We're at another zoo. The Painted Horse Zoo, I think, is where we're at. Where are we? I've got another ride here, and looks alarming. Alright, let's check this out. That is the saddest fucking drink machine I've ever seen in my life. Pepsi Max, Diet Pepsi or Pepsi Light, Dr. Frickin' Pepper, Mountain Dew, and some other orange crush. I feel like if there's Dr. Pepper on there, then I don't even know. I guess it's the US because they love the shit, right? What? Make your own something. Park. I think you make a little toy. And then here we have the Tampa's Low Key Park Zoo. Lower Park Zoo. Tampa's. I wonder if that is Tampa in Florida. Yeah, it could be, I suppose. I've got nothing better than Tampa. And we'll just go, fuck, I don't know, there. That'll do. Nice. Right, so not a terrible score. Much better than the underwater score. We didn't even get over 1,000. Pretty good overall, actually. Most of those aquariums and parks were in the US. Just that single one it ended up being in Pretoria in South Africa. Cool. All right, let's get rid of that one and on to the main event, fish markets of the world. Looking forward to this and for the red herrings. Interesting. All right. So here we are at the fish market. It says Beer Stube. It's a sausage factory dining. Now, I won't be jumping straight into guessing anywhere near Bavaria again because we were burned in an earlier episode because themed restaurants are a thing. So I wouldn't be surprised if this German sausage restaurant was actually in, I don't know, not Germany, in the US somewhere instead. Who knows? I'm seeing the word grill a lot, so I feel like I've already had my suspicion confirmed because I just don't think you would see the word grill in Germany. There you go. I said it. Let's have a look here. I can just see a price. That looks like a dollar sign there. Maybe. Is that a dollar sign? Yeah, I think it is. So, vindicated. Huh. You know, it's funny. No, it can't be. Arcade number 2. Seafood. Coastal city in the US. It reminds me of... Hold on. I guess it doesn't really matter, does it? There's an episode of a television show called Frasier. I'm sure you've heard of it before. And the episode is called Frasier's 1000th show. And the city declares that day Frasier Crane Day. And the episode is Kelsey Grammer and David Hyde Pierce walking around Seattle, visiting a bunch of locations. They visit several, iconic Seattle locations, like, I forget what they're called, but they basically go to 2 markets, and they go to the Space Needle, and it's like Regrade Park, I forget what it's called. And there's a funny scene where 2 fishmongers throw a fish and it slaps Niles in the face, and he spills his coffee on his shoes, and then that's the sort of catalyst for the rest of the episode. But it's a truly unique episode. It's the only episode really where you see the city that Frasier lives in. Every other episode either takes place in the radio station, his Elliott Bay Tower apartment complex, Cafe Novosa, or McGinty's, his father's bar, or else, that's pretty much it. I'm going to sound like an absolute fucking fool if this is wrong, but I'm pretty sure this is one of those markets in Seattle, and I assume it's the fish market, but I haven't seen, I guess it's down here. This is it. I hope this is it. It just looks like it. This and the tiles especially. I wasn't sure at first, but I'm pretty sure now. I'm going to have to go for it. Off to Seattle, Washington we go. I don't actually know. Whoops, wrong. No. Oh my god, get a grip. I don't actually know where these markets are, but somewhere they must be near the Space Needle, because in the episode Frasier had the wrong size shoes on and his feet were hurting so much, and so they couldn't have been too far from the Space Needle, which is where he was celebrating Frasier Crane Day. I'm not a huge fan of the show or anything. Whole Foods Market, I don't think that's it, but I'll just be happy if this is the right country. Alright, wish me luck. Come on. Fuck yeah. That's the kind of score you can expect after watching a television series maybe 50 times in a row. You could be like me. You could be like me one day if you wanted. Alright, let's see how I go for the next rounds. We are in outdoor fish market. There's only a few fish kicking about. Here's one. It's being weighed. And a couple more here. This guy's checking out the iPhone. He's got rocking the white jeans, cut off denim jacket. And this is going to be tricky. Alright, let me just have a quick look at the people. Oh, I have no idea. It's on the hat. Maybe the clothes are reminding me of Kenya. I think that's all I have. You might see these outfits anywhere, but this here and these pants, that's literally all I'm going on. But Kenya, if it is, then it has to be Mombasa if there's fish, unless they're freshwater fish, which they absolutely could be. From I am not a fish expert. Let's go to Nairobi and see if there's a big river. Is there? Just go Mombasa. That's fine. Be happy if it is Kenya. Okay, it was Kenya, and I neglected to remember that Kenya is on the enormous Lake Victoria. It's the second biggest freshwater lake in the world, and I know this because I recently shared an episode on a lake called Lake Baikal, which is the largest freshwater lake in the world. And this is the second largest, and it's also the largest lake in Africa, and I'm pretty sure it's the largest, lake in a tropical area as well. And I couldn't see it for the trees. Is that how the expression goes? Couldn't see the forest for the trees. Couldn't see the lake for the... I'm an idiot. Next up. Okay, alright, another great fish market. This is a very beautiful fish market. It has this cool mural at the back. Now, almost certain, not 100% certain, that this is going to be Portugal or Spain. I feel like I've seen this fish market featured on an episode of, I don't know, like Ottolenghi's Mediterranean Adventures, or maybe Jamie Oliver cooking show. Could be mixing it up with a number of fish markets as well. Here, puffer. Ah, look, is that anguilla? Eel? Or is that squid? Very popular in Spain and in France, and I guess in Portugal as well. They eat eel everywhere, don't they? Cool. I just think this is perhaps a Portuguese word, but I keep getting that wrong lately. Let me just see if I can find a flag or another word. Not seeing any flags either. Alright, might be time to bite the bullet. Where would it be? Maybe if I pick southern, then it might be a good hedge. Unless it's somewhere all the way up here, near Porto. If it was going to be anywhere. Nah. Play it somewhat safe. That seems fine. There you go, it was Portugal after all. And it was in this place here called Setúbal Mercado. Cool. We're doing pretty well for this fish round. Alright, here we are again. I know exactly where this is. Not exactly, but this is certainly in Italy and unquestionably in Sicily. Now, I might even go as far as to say that it is in Catania, but I'm not sure because I haven't been to Palermo before. But it looks like the market's in Catania, but not quite. Let's just see if we can see the town name somewhere. Sidu. Oh, look here. Palermo, good. But that could be a sign up in any city as well. What this guy's making? So I think this guy might be selling brioche. Although, what's that? No. Some kind of dessert, maybe brioche or gelati or granita or some other fried thing, like a fried cake, like a chickpea cake or something, or whatever. So, I really want to know now. Could be anything, let's face it. I'd really like to get this exactly. Fucking, I love Sicily so much. It's just so fun. It's always nice food. It's always sunny, a bit grimy. I don't know, I just really like it. They have tiny trucks. Alright, these guys are selling fish as well. Oh, that's right, we're doing fish markets. I just got lost in the location for a second. Alright, I imagine if they're selling fish in this square here, that it's probably going to be somewhere near the water. This will do. Alright, go us. It was very central, it was right here. Let's just have a quick look. So cool. Straight out of The Godfather. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Enough of that. Back to fish market. Alright, here we are in the final fish market. Let's try and finish strong. It's like a semi-indoor, outdoor market, and I think we're in Italy again. Hold on. Yes. Fresco. Fish outside. Cute. So, yeah. Fish, outside fish, or fish from outside, fresh fish. Nostro, I think, is our. So our fresh fish. And mare, marina, maybe sea. Our fish from the sea or something like that. I don't know, my Italian isn't very good. But I can read a couple of words. A word or two, usually food words. Goodness, that is, not too sure what that is there, but looks like the carcass of a dog. In southern Italy, it's very common to eat horse meat. Look at this guy. But, goodness me, the whole animal, hey? Oh, it's like head. A lot of tropical fruit for sale here. Yeah, and a lot of seafood too. Honestly, I think this is just going to be in Palermo again. I'll be spewing if it's northern Italy, but it doesn't look like it. It looks southern Italian as well. The sun's out. There's fish, tropical fruit. And what does that say? It doesn't actually say Palermo though, but I am going to guess it again. Yep. Fancy that, getting Palermo twice. Surely there are more fish markets in the world. This time we are going to go somewhere central. Check out this amazing round of Geoguessr. I got over, oh no, round 2 was terrible, but everything else was over 4,000. 2 of them were over 4,900. Did I 5k one? No, I did in an earlier round. I'm pretty pleased with that. To be fair, I did get very lucky with the 2 Sicily rounds, and I also knew the fucking market from Frasier in Seattle. Amazing. That's the end of that fishy episode. See you again soon.